Hello and welcome to Tonic Studios and welcome to the craft store. We're excited to be here again. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Leo. I'm one of the in-house crafters here at Tonic Studios, and we have today Cam, the handy cameraman, back in his rightful place behind the cameras today.
Exactly where I belong.
So it's just me today. I hope that is okay for you guys. We've got a couple of things to show you today, some of our newest launches, so we hope that you are going to enjoy these. Do say hello in the comments. We'd love to know where you're joining us from. What have you been crafting this week? What kind of things have you been making? Have you ever purchased Tonic Studios products before? Are you new to Tonic? Do let us know. We'd love to know who is joining us today. So the things that we're going to be having a look at today, I've got a couple of them around here with me. So the first thing is one of our newest launches. We launched this last Thursday?
Yes.
Last Thursday, thank you very much, Cam. And this is our cute carton gift box die set. So this is one of our create and make launches, which are these lovely little size die sets. So these are a 6" by 6" die set, and from us they also come with a magnetic sheet and wallet ready to go into a storage binder. So storage built in. Very important for all crafters, as we know. We do have full instructions inside the wallet as well, and we also have a full tutorial on how to make this on our YouTube channel if you want to refer back to that as well. So this is the die set, and it makes the most adorable little carton. If I just bring one of these in here. So a very classic gift box shape. You know, we all know the milk box carton and love them. The problem that we always have is keeping them closed in such a way that allows the recipient to receive them without all their gifts spilling out, but not so closed that they have trouble getting into it. So this has been slightly redesigned in that the lid just pulls off and becomes just a lovely, easy to open gift box. And then even though this die set is small in size, it actually does allow you to make two different sizes of milk cartons as well. So you can make the full height one or a slightly minier version as well, as you can see here. And they are utterly adorable. Very, very sweet. You've got the lovely pattern dies in here. If I just grab this one as well, just so you can see that pattern a little closer. So it's covered in stars. It's very celebratory. You've got this lovely for you sentiment. There's a couple of other little deboss sentiments in here as well. So this one says little box, big heart. You've got your star. And this one says, I can never read these back to front and upside down. Little carton of joy. Is what this one up here says. So very, like I said, celebratory all over with all of those starbursts on all of those sides as well. Very, very sweet. So that is our cute carton. And I totally just dropped the lid off that as well. Please hold while I put that back. There we go. Alongside that then, we have released another paper collection very recently. This is something that is fairly new to Tonic that we've started doing towards the end of last year. Well, not towards the end of last year, for the end of last year. The first ones we did were Christmas, that we did back in July last year. Mm-hmm. That was when we first released them. We've done a couple this year as well. So I think last time we were on the craft store, we showed off the Spring Has Sprung papercraft collection. And this time we have a pastel parade. So kind of more Easter themed. And this one is a slightly bigger collection as well. So starting as we always do with the patterned papers, here is the pastel parade. This is the 12 by 12 stack. So you're getting 18 sheets and it's 200 GSM patterned cardstock. And these are slightly different in that we have also added a sheet of stickers into this as well. So these are 160 GSM. They're all kiss cut and fully adhesive on the back. On the back of the front cover, you do have a lot of different tag images as well. And then the patterns on this are both Easter and also not Easter, so you kind of got a lot of options in this. So you have these fantastic bunnies with their little bow ties or hair bows, and the carrots as well. You've got some lovely Happy Easter cut apart sentiments that you can use on that one. And then not Easter, we've just got some fantastic brightly coloured patterned hearts. And then another cut apart sheet on this side. So again, some sentiments, these lovely strips of eggs, and these lovely border pieces that you can use as well. More bunnies, we've already seen those. We've got the fantastic little chicks. all over that one. And then you've just got some stars on a pink background. We've got this fantastic harlequin, so very much not Easter specific at all. But then on the reverse of that, we have these super cute little bunnies that have rainbow coloured cottontails, and their little bows also match their cottontails as well. We've got a beautiful pink gingham, a very classic print. And then on the reverse of that, we have these fantastic scattered patterned Easter eggs. Right, hold on. Hearts we've already seen. We then have a beautiful ditzy floral. And on the reverse of that, we have these lovely distressed spots. So again, not specifically Easter, just a very lovely pattern paper. We've seen that one, we've seen that one. Have we done them all? Not quite. Okay, beautiful candy stripe. And on the reverse of that, we just have some coloured butterflies. We've got some fabulous, sketchy, slightly distressed hearts. And then we have a yellow and white polka dot. Beautiful coloured chevrons. And then just this beautiful bunting all over that sheet, which is absolutely fantastic. Candy stripes we've seen, chevrons we've seen, yep, that's all of those, and then just the sticker sheet that I mentioned earlier. So lots of very Easter imagery in those as well, but a couple of non-Easter options too. We've got Have a Sweet Day, lots of little stars, there's hearts and flowers all around here too. So that is the 12 by 12 stack. And we do have an 8 by 8 with this as well. And it gets changed up a little bit for the 8 by 8, not too much, but just a smidge. So this time you're getting 36 sheets, same GSM, so it's still 200 GSM. You're getting 3 of each design this time. There are 9 designs in here, and then there are 3 designs that have silver foil on them as well. And all of the patterns in this are the same as they were in the 12 by 12, but they are made smaller. So if you're more of a card maker or you make smaller projects, all of the patterns are slightly more in keeping with an 8 by 8 size. So you can see the foiling on the tags on the reverse of there. And then just a very quick flick through of here, you've got your blue flowers and your spots. We've got the candy stripe and butterflies. We've got the gingham and the Easter eggs. And we have stars and chicks. We've got that lovely chevron pattern and the bunting. We've got the Happy Easter and the lovely bunnies with their bows and bow ties. Again, that nice cut apart sheet. And these are going to make great strips on cards or gift bags or tags. And then you've got the hearts on the reverse of that. Next up then we have that yellow spot and the sketchy hearts with that one. We have harlequins and the little cottontail bunnies. And then we get into the sheets that have the foiling. So you've got those lovely distressed spots again, but this time on a blue background. And then we have those sketchy hearts, but this time some of them do have that lovely silver foil. We've got a blue gingham on this side. And then we have the Easter eggs, but again, some of the pattern has been picked out in silver foil. And then the final one, we've got a spot, this time with a pink background and a white spot. And then we have the little chicks, but they have silver foil bellies this time. Very, very cute. So those are the 2 paper stacks in this collection. Moving on then through the rest of the products that come with this, we have a stamp and a die set. So we have these lovely Easter eggs. You've got this huge Happy Easter sentiment in here as well. And you've got eggs in 3 different sizes. You've got the smaller one, the medium and the large here. And we've got a couple of little flowers, some leaves. You've got this super cute little chick. And then you've got another little sentiment up here that says, have an excellent Easter. We have then the coordinating die set. So you have dies to cut each of those 3 sizes of Easter eggs that you have on the stamp, and they also have patterned centres, so you can choose to die cut patterns into them, you can stamp patterns into them if you wish. You have that same Happy Easter sentiment as a die, and again it has a separate outer edge, so you can cut the stamped sentiment if you choose to. You've got this lovely big loopy bow that you can put over the Easter egg. You've got a couple of smaller bows. We've got a flower in here. We've got this lovely little layered scallop circle. So you've got the outer scallop and then an inner straight circle. You've got a little deboss sentiment in here that says with love. You've got this tag here that says Easter wishes. And we have a couple of little buttons and flower centers as well. And to go along with this, we have one of our Foil Fusion adhesive sheets packs. So these allow you to add craft foil, such as this one that I have here, to these adhesive patterns. So you can see them on here. The sheets themselves are a little pale, so it's probably easier to see it on here. You've got Easter eggs again, and there's a couple of different sizes in here. You've got this lovely bunting that says for you. We've got a little sentiment here that says bunny kisses and Easter wishes, and we also have wishing you a happy Easter. Again, we have that very big happy Easter sentiment, and again this does coordinate with the die, so you can cut that out if you want to. You've got this beautiful wreath that says Hello Easter in the center, and we have a couple of additional little flowers on here too. And I will show you how to use Foil Fusion just in case you have never seen it before. You don't need any kind of heat or anything else to use Foil Fusion. It is a magical product. Finally then, for the products in this collection, we have two 3D embossing folders, and I still haven't switched these around. Every time I've brought these out on camera, I have noticed that they're in the wrong pack and I haven't switched them back. So this is not the Easter Extravaganza embossing folder. This is actually the Delicate Daisy embossing folder. So you have these beautiful scattered little flowers all over. And then this is the Easter Extravaganza embossing folder. So you can see all of these fantastic patterned Easter eggs. And these are both 3D embossing folders, so you're going to get lots of nice texture and detail from both of those. So for today, like I said, I'm going to show you very quickly how to use Foil Fusion in case you've never seen it before. I'll grab in some card and I'll take one of these sheets. So in this pack you get 4 A5 sheets. So all of the sheets are the same, they all have the same designs on them. So I'm just going to grab one of them out of the pack. I'm going to grab in a pair of scissors as well, and I'm just going to cut. So basically what you have here, and I know this is really pale, so it's probably very hard to see completely, but you have a white protective sheet, and then you have an acetate carrier sheet, and this is what is holding your adhesive. And on here you have all of those different images. They do have a very pale grey colour to the adhesive, so you can see them. Trust me, it is easier to see in person than the camera is currently showing. And you have a space between all of these, so you can cut out whichever image you want. This isn't fussy cutting, you don't have to be very precise with this. Just cut loosely around the edge of whichever pattern it is that you want to use. I'm just going to grab one of these Easter eggs from here. So just using my scissors, I'm just roughly cutting in the white space between the adhesive. So you can see I've just cut one piece out there. The rest of that sheet then can go back into the pack. And I have some of our classic cardstock here. If you've ever used Tonic classic cardstock, you'll know that we do have a weave texture on the front, but it is actually smooth on the back, and probably for Foil Fusion I would recommend you use the smooth side. So taking that Easter egg that I have cut, I'm just going to peel the carrier sheet away from the protective backing. And because you do have that grey colour in the adhesive, again, trust me when I say this, probably you can't see it, but you can actually see where you're placing this image. So if you were placing it onto, say, a finished layer of a project, you would be able to accurately place it. For the purposes of this, I would be die cutting this once I had foiled this, so it just go on the corner of my cardstock here. And then I'm using our Precision Glide folder, any bone folder or something along those lines will do. And all I'm going to do is just burnish the surface where that adhesive is. And that is going to transfer the adhesive from that acetate carrier sheet and press it onto the cardstock. And as you're doing this, and again, this is more of an in-person thing probably than an on-camera thing, you'll notice that the adhesive, so where you can see that image with that kind of grey slight hint to it. It will become more solid, just to show where the adhesive has fully transferred to the cardstock and where it hasn't. So once you're happy that the colour all across there is nice and solid, I'm going to take some of our foil, and we currently have 5 colours of foil available: silver gold, rose gold, red and green. They have real names. So this one is actually called chrome silver, and I believe the gold is polished gold, and then rose gold and ruby red and emerald green. There we go, I did remember. And I can't get into the pack, so I'm just going to have to rip it. And probably marketing are going to be very unhappy with me because these are our photography stunt options. But there we go. So it is literally just a roll of foil. You get 16.4 feet of foil on a roll, which is 5 meters of foil. So it's going to last you a good amount of time. It is a foil fusion, so this kind of foil will work with our foil fusion adhesive sheets, but it will also work with any hot foiling system where you heat a metal plate and then apply the foil over the top of the heated plate. It won't work through the laminator style foiling system. It won't work with that. So I have a piece of foil that I have cut that is roughly the same size as my image. So I'm going to peel off my carrier sheet. And you can do this nice and slowly just to make sure that it has all transferred. If any of it hasn't, if it looks like it's peeling up with the carrier sheet, press it back down, rub it again, keep going. And then all I'm going to do is just lay the foil very gently over the top of the image and press it into place. And again, using my precision glide folder, this time I'm going to use that slightly more curved edge on here. And again, I'm just going to burnish the foil actually into the adhesive all the way over the surface on my cardstock. Just pressing that in, and again you will see the texture of your foil change colour where that adhesive has stuck and actually pulled the foil off its own carrier sheet. So once you're happy that you have that all pressed in, you can just gently peel that back. And you then have this fantastic foiled image. You can see that lovely mauve purple cardstock in between. And I could now take my die from the die set, and I could go through my die cutting machine and cut that out and use that on any project that I want to do. So that is our foil fusion adhesive sheets. If you've never seen those before, I think they're fantastic. I love the fact that you don't have to have any heat or anything like that to make them work. So that is those. I am going to put together one of our little cute cartons so you can see how quick and easy it is to do. So I have my little die set here, and Karen, one of our other crafters here at Tonic, has lovingly cut me a little pack of all the pieces that I need to put this together to show you. So in order to make your carton, it's actually pretty simple. From the die set, you are going to need 2 of the lid. So if I pull this die off the sheet, this whole section makes your lid, and you're going to need 2 of those. And then to make the base, you're going to need 5 of this larger square, which is here. Nice and simple, so just 5 of those. We do have a separate glue tab on this one, so you are going to need, I believe it's 8 of those. So yeah, 4 on the base and 1 for each side, so 8 of those. And then if you're making the slightly shorter carton, that's all you need. If you want to make the full height carton, then you will also need 4 of this piece up here, and that makes a little extension piece for the top. So some of this has already been pre-done for me. Like I said, very lovingly made pack for me. I've got a couple of little Easter eggs I can add on later, but I do have some pieces still to go on. So I'm going to start with the lid first of all, and you can see that we have cut this from that lovely Pastel Parade patterned paper. So I'm going to grab back in my precision glide folder, of course, and I'm going to burnish all of my score lines. So folding all of these, and with this you will need to be careful of your angles. So where we have this triangular shaped piece here, these are actually going to end up being valley folds. So just pull those in and then burnish along there. Same on the other side. And definitely take your time with this. Burnishing in your score lines is what helps to give your gift box that nice crisp finished look. And as you can see on this one, this line across here is also going to be a valley fold. So fold that one over. Just along the score line. Make sure you do get the score line and not above. And then burnish that into place. And then this one is going to be a mountain, so we can fold that one back and burnish that one. I've got my glue tab on the side here. I can also burnish into place. And then finally we have that little crimped piece on the top, and that one again is going to be a valley fold. So it's going to come towards me and burnish that too. So the way that this goes together, you can probably see from this, and we're going to glue the first triangle actually onto the lid. So this triangle here is actually going to glue onto here to help us form the side of our carton. So of course I have my trusty deluxe adhesive here, and I believe we've put all of the products that I'm showing today onto a single page on the website.
Yes, I'm linking it all now.
Fantastic, thank you very much, Cam. Just to make it nice and easy for you to find anything that I have shown you so far. So just making sure that this triangle nicely lines up with this cut edge, press that into place, like so. And if you want, you can just start to encourage this to fold back on itself as well. So that is giving us that shape for the side of our carton, like so. And now it's time to glue the two pieces together. So I have my glue tab here. I'm going to pop some glue onto there. And I'm going to make sure I definitely glue this correctly. And this is going to go onto this side. And again, you want to make sure that your free edge just glues nicely up to that score line. The beauty of using wet glue for this is you do have a little bit of time to wiggle things around. If it doesn't go in quite the right place first time, not a problem. You've got a few moments to correct if you need to. And then I'm going to add some glue onto this triangle. And I'm going to pop this on the inside. So again, I'm lining up the cut edge of the triangle with the free edge on the side of the lid there. Wiggling that into place and just making sure that is all nicely lined up. And we can press that in, and you can see it's already starting to try and fold together. So once you're happy that has glued, we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. And you may find it easier this time around to glue the top triangle first and then the glue tab on the side. So a bit of glue just onto that triangle. And we can pull that into here. Have we had any comments, Cam?
Yes, we've got a couple of hellos. So Crafty Melanie is here.
Hi, Melanie.
Greetings from a sunny Germany.
Lovely.
Trisha K said hi. We've got Jackie Johnson from Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Christy Hare, hello from West Central Ohio.
Ohio?
Yeah.
That place, yep.
If anyone hasn't watched our lives, I'm really bad with place names and just words in general, really. Trisha K is saying that she's from East Yorkshire.
Welcome. Lovely to have you here with us.
We've got Anne Virtue, afternoon all. Jackie said that she hasn't got the Easter set, but she did get the spring bundle.
Oh, nice. I think the carton would also look very cute in the spring house. In fact, we've got a couple.
I was going to say, I'm quite sure we have
There
one.
are a couple on the shelf behind me.
And then over on Facebook, so that's everyone from YouTube. And then on Facebook we have Sue Foot.
Hello.
Hello, Leo and Cameron. We got Sue Hardman.
Welcome.
Amanda Lucas.
Hi.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you. Welcome on in. It's great to have you here. So I've added in my little glue tab, again just making sure that free edge lines up nicely with the score line. And the last thing to do then is literally just to glue that little crimp across the top of my carton to seal it closed. So just gonna pop some adhesive all the way along there and line the two up. And again, wet glue means that I've got a few seconds before it grabs just to wiggle that into place and make sure that it's definitely lined up on both sides. The last thing you want is a slightly crooked lid. I don't want that.
And what do we do with that glue?
We are kind to our glue.
Yeah.
We do give it time
Yeah.
to glue. Exactly.
You are notorious for saying it, but never doing it.
Thank you, Cameron. Calling me out. Rude. So I'm going to pop my lid to one side and allow that to finish drying, and I'm going to move on to the base. So Karen has very kindly put some of this together for me. So of course, because we are using patterned paper for this, we've got that fabulous candy stripe on the outside, but the inside is going to be full of butterflies, which I think is beautiful and very not Easter. So if you didn't want this to be an Easter box, if you wanted it to be for another occasion, like I said, there's a lot of patterns in this pattern paper stack that are not Easter specific if you wanted that. So she did tell me that I need to be very careful how I glue these on to make sure that everything lines up. So I believe, does this one go on here? Oh no. Yes, that one goes on there, I think. So then I guess this goes here. Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah.
So, in order to glue this together, like I said, you are going to cut your own glue tabs for this, which is a little bit unusual because this is a smaller size die set. In order for us to be able to make the box as big as possible, sometimes this is a add your own glue tabs experience, but very simple to do. And again, I'm just making sure that the free edge, the cut edge, lines up with that score line.
Oh, I've also, sorry, I didn't scroll up high enough. There's also Julie Riddler. She's received her cute carton today.
Fantastic. What are you going to make with it first? Do you have like a project in mind or someone that you want to gift it to?
We've also just had Julie Thomas come in. She's ordered the carton and it is en route. She thinks it's super cute.
It is super cute. Its name does not lie, let's put it that way. So I need to be very careful here. As you can see, Karen has glued some of the glue tabs on, and they're all on the right hand side of the squares. Now if I accidentally glued this the wrong way around, I'd end up with two glue tabs together and no glue tab here. So I do need to pay a little bit of attention to what I'm doing to make sure that I don't do that. Okay, so glue on my glue tab. And I'm going to pop into place my side panel. And again, I'm going to be kind to my glue for just a few moments and allow that to actually grab before I try and move on.
Well done, well done. I was thinking when you were going through those papers that I could see this being used for like a baby shower, or just like, you know, some baby cards. It's like those bunnies.
Yes.
And a lot of the colours I feel like can be used.
I think
So
they'd
I
be
don't
great
think primarily it needs to be Easter or spring.
I could see these used for a birthday party, stuff like that as well. So yeah, I'm definitely putting this on the right side. I'm just triple checking. I'd rather not mess this up live. If I can possibly avoid it.
No pressure.
No pressure. Absolutely not.
Amanda Lucas said that she's bought those kilo bags of mini eggs and will be filling her cute cartons with those.
I mean, we've talked about buying a kilo bag of mini eggs, but just filling our mouths with them.
Yes.
I don't think there was any intention of filling a cute carton with them, honestly. Okay, so I've added in my side panel and my glue tab on the correct side to the right. So we're all going to the right on this one. The last piece that I have then, does this go off? Oh no.
What
I
have you done?
I did not match my colours. Karen's going to be very disappointed in me. the colours were meant to continue, so I have actually glued this panel upside down. So I have, in fact, messed up ever so slightly on a live. Never mind. So on this panel here, you have a dotted line just across the bottom here. It's not a score line, you don't need to fold along here. This is just to give you an alignment mark for gluing this panel behind the side, so that you can make sure that your extension bit on the top is of the same height all the way around. But you do have a glue tab on the side, and it does actually have a score line down the middle, and you want to give that just a very gentle valley fold for that one. The glue tab we are going to mountain fold and burnish. So I'm going to pop glue on this just up to that dotted line all the way along. And this is where you're going to notice where I've made the mistake. So in theory, had I checked this part first, the colours would continue all the way up the side, and you will notice that they don't, that they change colour.
It's abstract, it's
Yes.
fun, it's funky.
The others all perfectly line up, you will note. So mine is the nice obvious one, but honestly I've done this intentionally incorrectly so you can see how it joins. Yeah, it was intentional, absolutely.
We'll just have that bit facing the wall.
Yeah, that's definitely the back of my gift box at this point. Okay, so once I'm happy that has bonded, I'm gonna go around to the opposite side, give that a few more minutes to dry before I come back to it. And I'm going to pop glue on the long glue tab and the little one on the side. And I'm just going to pull up the sides. So like I said, this is an incredibly easy gift box to make. Believe it or not, I've never made one before. I love doing stuff like this for the first time.
You wouldn't be able to tell.
So yeah, for the purposes of today, I'm an in-house crafter, but technically that's not my full-time.
Expert, I believe, is added onto that.
In-house craft expert, yes, that's right. That used to be my job title.
Yes.
But yes, for those of you that don't watch our lives regularly, I was recently promoted out of the craft room. I mean, that sounds like a like it was a terrible place. I did escape, no. But I technically I now work in marketing. So I don't actually craft on a regular basis anymore. So I don't get to play with all of these things as they get launched. I just get to look at pictures of them as I post them on the internet. So yeah, I don't get to make things quite as often.
And when you do, we put you in front of a live audience.
Yes, they like to really challenge me to see if I can do it for the first time on a live broadcast. Okay, 2 sides down, 2 to go. So next set of glue tabs, a little bit of glue on here, and again I do enjoy using wet glue for this rather than tape, because if I don't quite line it up perfectly the first time, I do have those few moments just to move my glue tabs into the position that I would like them to be in.
We have Sue Hare, she's just joined, and Catherine Gordon.
Welcome on in, both of you, and evening all. Lovely to see you. Okay, last glue tab then. Oh, I've made this difficult for myself, haven't I? Okay, glue on here. And glue on here. And Cameron, I do need you to give me a time check when you have a second.
Okay. Time check in.
Just so I don't, craft for too long. I'm not used to crafting quickly anymore, in general. Okay, there is our carton, all nicely glued together. I'm just going to burnish that last one I glued, just to give it a few more seconds to grab before I try and ask it to do extras. So you can see where we've added that little crease into the top of here. It just helps to, number one, pull the carton together, but it means that this top part just pulls in ever so slightly so that your lid sits very comfortably over the top. So we specifically chose these two patterns because we thought they would look quite nice together, and I think they do. Flowers and candy stripes, what could be more delightful? And actually you can't tell where I made a mistake anymore, so it doesn't matter where the front or the back is. So if I was to stop here and not add the decoration that I have just up here, this could be very much any occasion. Even with these pattern papers that have come from arguably what is an Easter collection, it's very not Easter. I am going to add some Easter eggs though.
You are now going to be making
Now I'm going to make it Easter. Exactly. So from the die set we have die cut a couple of the Easter eggs. So we have a plain egg in the background, and then just the detail die cut over the top. So this is in cornflower blue and Arctic blue in our classic card. I'm going to grab myself a couple of foam pads for the little yellow one, which is in, I'm pretty sure, marigold yellow and buttermilk yellow. And I'm going to add that just over the top like so. So now it has become very much a little Easter carton, and I could imagine filling this entire thing with mini eggs and then just eating them slowly over the course of one afternoon in the office. So that is our little cute carton. Hopefully that has shown you just how easy that is to put together, and it's a lovely little make. It's a good size gift box. I will get you some measurements while I'm here. I really need a better ruler, but I don't have one. So I'll give you measurements in inches because that's what I have to hand. So it is a 2.5 inch square on the base, and then up to the crease at the top, so where that kind of point starts, it is just under 4 inches. So I would say, no, sorry, yeah, 3 and 7/8. Yeah, roughly 3 and 7/8. Whatever that is in centimetres. I don't have centimetres on the mat that I have in front of me, so I can't convert that for you, unfortunately, but I'm sure you can. So it's a good size gift box, and like I said, you can make this in 2 different sizes. Here's a couple of others that we have here. So this one, this is from Sue on our design team. What she's done is she's actually taken the fallout from the star pattern on here and used it to make her own pattern paper all the way around this one, which I think is super cute. And then we have another one from Christine on our design team, and she has made a little cow milk carton, just using some black glitter card and cutting some little cow splotches and adding those all the way around the outside, and a couple of little jingly bells as well, which I absolutely love. So, cute carton. I hope you have enjoyed that. I do have, if I have time,
Yes.
Good. I have a little card to put together as well, using the Pastel Parade. And again, thank you very much to the design team for all of their hard work and effort putting these things together for us. So, I may not get a chance to finish all of this, but we will go through and have a look at the pieces in the meantime. So I have this lovely card here. This is from Cheryl on our design team. It's a beautiful Easter card, very light and springy, just using shades of purple and a little bit of yellow. So this is our pattern paper again, for that sentiment, and you can see the beautiful embossing folders on here as well. So she has cut me basically all of the pieces that I need for this. Like I say, I'm very spoilt with our design team. They do fantastic work for us. So I have my card blank. Thank you very much. I've got some paper, so I can start layering this up. Again, wet adhesive. I don't think I really craft with tape all that often anymore. Gluing memory book pages into memory books alongside wet adhesive. I use tape for that, but for the majority of my crafting I do use wet glue. So add that onto your card blank, making sure you've got a nice even border all the way around the outside, which I do not currently have. wiggle that into place. And then what Cheryl has done for me is cut me and emboss that lovely delicate daisies, so hopefully you can see all of that fantastic texture that you get from the embossing folder. And I also have a piece here using the egg embossing folder, and I'm just going to run over this with just a smidge of ink. So I have some white ink here, and I have a little blending dauber. I'm just going to pick up some ink. Hopefully there is still some in this ink pad. It is a very well used one from the craft room. Let me find a little smidge of card that I can just test this on. Yeah, we should be good. Okay, and I'm just going to rub very lightly over the surface of the embossed card. You don't want to press too hard and you don't want to have too much ink on your dauber for this. So having a slightly drier ink pad is probably quite helpful for this. But just adding that tiny little bit of extra ink, it just helps to really highlight all of the texture that you have on that embossing folder.
Craft Melanie said that she's got inspiration on her Facebook group and YouTube channel. I believe it's all in German as well, if there's anyone in Germany who is interested.
Yes. Yep, Melanie does have a fantastic German language group, and she does a lot of tutorials on her channel as well. So you can see now the difference, hopefully, from how that was before, and now you can really see all of the texture and detail on that fantastic embossing folder. So I can add these on as well. So taking my daisy piece first of all, and again a little bit of wet glue just over the back. And pop this on, leaving again a nice even border. And then this piece is just going to sit right at the very bottom, like so. This way Jodie would be like, how much glue? I often find that when you're gluing embossed pieces, because you have obviously all of the bits that are debossed on the reverse side, you need to add a little bit extra so that it does actually have plenty of places to adhere. Okay, I then have, oh, I should not have done this. It's fine, it'll work. So I'm going to pop my little white strip across here. I was just thinking that I probably should have cut this down, but I can actually cut it right to the edges of the card, so it's all good, we're still fine. I haven't made a mistake yet. Again, a little bit of wet glue just across the back. And I'm going to pop that across the card. I'm going to press that on and leave it to one side to dry while I grab my sentiment. So I have this cut twice, once in this lovely spotted pattern paper and once in our amethyst purple cardstock.
Yes.
And Cheryl has very kindly left this in the paper and the card for me, just to make sure that my die cut doesn't get creased in transit. Thank you very much. So there is that lovely Happy Easter sentiment. And I have it again just in that amethyst purple. And what I'm going to do is literally just offset these ever so slightly, so you have a little drop shadow. It just helps to really highlight the sentiment, and especially if you are using a paler cardstock or paper, it makes it a little bit more readable as well. So just a little bit of glue over the back of this. You don't want too much, you don't want it all to squeeze out onto the project, if at all possible.
But it does dry clear.
It does dry clear indeed.
Yes, it's our deluxe adhesive, as everyone swears by, including my wife now. She loves it.
It is the best adhesive.
Yes, she was just raving about it. She was like, "Oh, it dries clear. It's strong.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me time to move things if I have made a mistake." She was going, and I was like, "Yeah, I know."
And she's not even a crafter.
I know, she's not. She just needed glue one day, and I was like, "Oh, I know exactly what to get for you."
Here we go. And this I'm going to sit just across this little white strip here, just in the center, like so. So you can see how just adding that little shadow of purple behind that just really makes that pop, especially against the white. So I'm just going to put glue onto the lower words, just where it says Easter, because that will sit very nicely just across that white strip.
Jackie Johnson said that she also rarely uses tape too.
I used to all the time. I used to use tape a lot for like all of my matting and layering on cards and things like that. But then I started using wet adhesive, liquid glue, and I just haven't gone back, honestly. I just find it a much easier option. So there is my lovely sentiment. I also have some flowers and some little bits of greenery I can add in. Let's get the bunting on first, because I feel like that is a very important part of this card. So again, I'm going to add just a couple of dots of glue onto my little bunting flags, just to allow them to stick very nicely across the card. So one piece like that. And what Cheryl has done, so she's used the die to cut out the bunting and then just added some baker's twine over the top, and I love that effect. I think it looks fantastic. I've got that second little piece, again just a little bit of wet glue on the back of each of those bunting flags. I'm going to try and get this to join here and go up over there. And you could, if you wanted to, go in with your bone folder or precision glide folder and add a little bit of a curl to some of this bunting too. That would be cute. Okay, give that a few seconds to dry. Do I have a... No, I don't have a flower shaping tool here, so just going to go in and manipulate the little petals on my flower. Add a little bit of glue on the back of that.
Jackie said, I mean, I rarely use tape runner. Sometimes I use a good double-sided tape, especially if my card panel is a little warped from using shimmer powders.
Oh, that is a very good idea, because you do get that kind of edge-to-edge adhesion then. I think it really depends on what you're making. Different projects will call for different types of adhesive. But for the most part, I do tend to stick with liquid glue. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of glue onto my little greenery segments on here. And just tuck them under the flowers, because I've given those flowers a little bit of a shape. I have room around the edge just to tuck these.
Amanda said this is a very pretty card.
It is. It's really, really sweet. So like I said, this is from Cheryl on our design team. I believe she's on Instagram. I have a feeling her Instagram handle is in my craft shed, if you would like to see some more of the things that Cheryl makes. Couple more little bits of greenery just going in around the edge. Now if I had a drop to hand, I would add a little drop to my flower centres. But can you believe that a Tonic crafter does not have... Oh, hold on. Am I lying? Do I have one behind me?
There's some drops in the drop storage.
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't think I have any colours here that are going to sit nicely on this card. That's fine. Not a problem. So, last thing I'm going to do is take a pair of scissors and just snip very carefully just along the edge of my card blank, just to cut that strip. Make sure you don't cut your flower petals by accident, especially not on a live broadcast. Try very hard not to do that. And the same then with this little bit of the twine that is hanging over the edges. I'm just going to trim that to the edge of my card as well. Snip and snip. And there we have a beautiful little Easter card. And of course, if you had a different sentiment, you could absolutely take the inspiration from this card. It could be a happy birthday card. If you have a birthday sentiment, you could maybe use a different embossing folder for your second half of your panel. If you didn't want to have Easter eggs on there, it could be a happy spring card, whatever you feel would be suitable for whoever you want to give this to. So that is a little look at our cute carton die set and our Pastel Parade papercraft collection. Thank you so much for joining us again here on the Craft Store. We are thoroughly enjoying these little broadcasts that we're able to bring to you. I hope you have enjoyed it too. All of the products I've shown you today are now available on our website. Cam has put the links into the chat for you, so you can go and grab those. You can pay in installments on our website. You can use ShopPay or PayPal or Klarna to spread the cost of those payments if you want to. If you have enjoyed this, we would love it if you would give the video a little thumbs up, and obviously subscribe to the Craft Store channel, and you can also subscribe to our own YouTube channel. We are Tonic Studios on YouTube as well. Thank you again for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you all again very soon. Happy crafting!